No, they pick up the flag? Oh, okay. No, we're live. All right. Uh, welcome back, everybody, this week to another episode of the Geekdom podcast. I'm your host, as usual, Joseph, joined, as always, again, with this week by Nate. Nate, how you doing?
Doing pretty good. This completely unrelated, but I'm winning my fantasy football game. We were talking a little bit, or a lot of bit, about that before the stream,
Yeah,
and maybe in it a little too.
yeah. It's a possibility that it'll happen during the stream, too.
You
But,
never know.
but we're back after a couple of weeks off. We got a little sidetracked with life there, but between the holiday and a couple other things, but we're back again, and boy, do we have I've had to take all the craziness that's happened in the last couple of weeks and try to turn it into like a 2-ish hour show.
Right.
So we're just gonna kind of hit the highlights this week and go on from there. But the first news this week, which was the biggest news, was the PlayStation 5 showcase with the reveal of the launch lineup and pricing and release date and just all that fun stuff. But
yeah, there was a lot in that show too. There wasn't a ton that I was super interested in. Now there were some things that they showed that I never thought I would have been interested in, and actually ended up being really interested in.
Yeah.
But I'm sure we'll get to that. What kind of, I don't know, what was the first thing you seen that really grabbed your attention?
Oh,
Probably the first thing they showed.
Hey, no, it was very much so the first thing they showed. The whole show kicked off with a trailer for Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah.
And it starts rolling, and you're sitting there watching it, and you're like, okay. Then you start looking at the art style, and like, oh, this is Final Fantasy.
Oh yeah, you showed it to me. I hadn't seen it before, and you noticed the art style. I noticed the marking on the face. Both were very, very telling.
Yeah, it was 100% confirmed to me whenever they showed the dog barking. I'm like, that's a Final Fantasy dog. I know that dog.
Yep.
That looks like it just came right out of 15. That works.
Yep.
But not only was the big news that it was announced, but it is also console exclusive to PlayStation. So, but it is coming to PC also.
Okay, so I heard a weird bit of information that was actually not supposed to be there. And I don't know if this is true. I actually just heard this from a buddy last night. But afterwards, my friend said that they had went and tweeted or something that it wasn't going to be available on PC, and that was misspoke. They accidentally put that in there. But I don't know.
Well, I have a feeling it'll be kind of the same thing that, I don't expect it to be day one PC. I don't expect that. What I expect it to be similar to Final Fantasy VII, and your lights went out, and Final Fantasy 15, where PC comes out 6 months to a year later.
Right. Yeah, and I would be super cool with that. I would have no problem with that at all. If I don't have PS5 by then, which I'm pretty sure I will.
Yeah.
I'll get it on PC, but I'm pretty sure I'll have a PS5 by then.
But we saw trailers for some of the games we already knew about, like Resident Evil Village.
Yep.
And we got to see a nice kind of extended chunk of Miles Morales. The game looks really good.
It does. It looks great, actually. And I'm not a huge Spider-Man fan at all, but that one actually looks like something I would be interested in playing.
Yeah. And we saw like you said, they've confirmed the launch lineup now. We're going to get Spider-Man.
Yep.
We're going to get Demon Souls, which at one point was rumored to be a launch title, and it might not have been a launch title, but it is apparently coming as a launch title. We're getting. Go ahead.
It looks amazing.
Yes.
It looked so good.
If people want to see how much better that game looks to the original, you should go find that PS3 video for that game and look at it. It was rough.
It was, yeah, it was bad. Like, so if anybody's shitting on the graphics, you have no idea. Like,
Yeah.
you have no idea what it came from.
But it would be interesting to see like all the people that have been fans of Dark Souls games and Bloodborne step into this one because I
Oh
feel
yeah.
like people complain about Dark Souls and Bloodborne being hard and they have no idea what they're getting into when this
No.
comes out because it is so much more harder, just incredibly hard.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy. Like, and we talked about this when we had suspicions of the launch, and I said one of my worries is that the team uh recreating this, I hope they keep it as hard as it was.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we don't know though.
Yeah, it's just one of those things we'll have to wait and see on that one. But so yeah, like I was saying, we've got those two games at launch. We've got the Sackboy game at launch. That Destruction Derby game, I forget the name of it. Godfall is a launch title. So is Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and of course Cyberpunk 2077. So it's a pretty strong lineup, to be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not bad at all.
Yeah. And then
Well, I mean,
we know we still have Ratchet and Clank coming a little bit later
yep,
too. Like
yep.
within the first 2 months, we're supposed to have Ratchet and Clank. Like you know, no later than like the end of January, beginning of February, we'll have Ratchet and Clank.
I'm still waiting for that Jack and Daxter.
Gotta get that Jack and Daxter reboot.
It needs to happen. Like, if you're gonna, here's my thing. If you're gonna reboot Ratchet and Clank,
Uh,
Jack and Daxter has to be somewhere right beside that.
yeah. No, no, I agree. Uh, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how things go down with you know everything at launch. See what what games people are getting on what systems. Because
Right.
right now I still don't. There's no reason to run out and get an Xbox to me. Like, and
No.
even some people are like they saw no reason to go out and get a PlayStation 5 until they found out Demon Souls was a launch game. You know,
Right.
so that's just one of the nice things that's continued to work out in everybody's favor.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I said, it's just a wait and see, and waiting to see if people can actually get their get their actual hands on it, because that is definitely going to be a problem. It appears, but and then of course they showed off a couple other games, and at the end of the show, we got the big slap in the face spoiler that we wanted.
Oh yeah. We
Eh,
were all waiting for that.
yeah,
I'm so excited about that.
yeah. For anybody that didn't see the show, at the end of the show, they teased God of War 2, Ragnarok. It'll probably just be called God of War Ragnarok,
Yeah.
but it's very much so. And they put a year on it, which is
Oh
something I
yeah.
didn't expect. They're saying it is absolutely a next year game, and I'm just like,
Which is huge. I
yes,
mean, that's huge. That's like super fast production.
yeah.
And especially if it's as good as their first,
Mm-hmm.
like that's insane. They
But
can pump out
well,
games like that.
it's one of those things. They spent 7 years between Ascension and this last God of War.
Hmm.
And during that time, they rebuilt engines, they rebuilt, everything that they needed to kind of start making their way up into the next generation. So
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised during this generation if we get two God of War games.
I hope.
Yeah.
Which I mean, like you said, it makes sense though. They spent that 7 years basically laying the foundation upon,
Yeah.
which they could just use forever.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so did anything else from the conference jump out to you as
Believe it or not,
mm-hmm.
I actually touched on this right before. There was a game that was shown that I never thought I would have any interest in at all.
Mm-hmm.
like because it's directly tied around the movie. Um, but because I'm not a Harry Potter fan. Like I'm not huge into Harry Potter, but that game looked great.
Yeah.
Like they really showed off some pretty cool shit for that trailer. Um, I don't know if I would buy it at full price. Um, I'd probably wait for it to go on a sale and buy it, but it still looks amazing.
Yeah. No, yeah, so that game's been a known commodity for a while, but we've just been waiting for them to, officially announce it out into the world.
Right.
But all the J.K. Rowling craziness a couple of months ago probably pushed back the announcement of that.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, no, definitely. But from what I understand, it's an open world game.
Mhm.
Yeah, open world RPG. Yeah. And it's called Hogwarts Legacy. So
Yep.
I'm curious to see where its set timeline was
Right. Yeah.
because
Um
I didn't see like none of the teachers look familiar. They don't.
no, no.
Yeah, none of that looks familiar. So is it post Potter or pre Potter?
I would guess pre-Potter.
Yeah, post Potter would be interesting though. Absolutely would
Oh,
be
it
interesting.
really would.
But yeah, I would expect that game. I expect that game to come out next year. I don't think they had a date on it, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was next year. Next year seems like a big push year for Warner
Yeah.
Brothers. They've got that Golan game coming out. They've got the Batman game coming out. They have the
Yep.
Suicide Squad game coming out.
Yep.
Put out Harry Potter next year too, and just roll it all in.
Yeah. I mean, really, they're kind of killing it. If that's their plan, they're
Hmm.
gonna kill it next year.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But also, we have kind of glossed over it is we did officially get price and release date for the console.
Yeah.
So if you get a disc version, which is more my line of things, me, I like to have physical copies of games.
Same.
$4.99, and
Yeah.
if you go discless, $3.99, which was really the best way for them to do it.
And man, I really like hard copies, but $100 cheaper. That's a game.
Yeah, no, no, absolutely.
So it's I don't. It's a hard choice. I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird for a lot of people out there.
Oh yeah.
I expect to see a lot of kids. The kids that just play the Call of Duties and the Fortnites. I fully expect their parents just to buy them the discless versions, the all
Right.
digital versions, which I have a feeling will be harder to find at launch.
Um. Yeah. More than likely.
Yeah, yeah, and then more uh gamers that like to have disc and stuff like that. There'll be more disc versions. I know when GameStop put up their pre-orders in store, not their website ones. We won't talk about the dumpster fires that was online pre-orders, but the GameStop in stores they were only doing 12 pre-orders on disc ones and 2 pre-orders on discless ones.
Yeah.
But a lot of people thought that was weird, and like I've been telling people, that's just GameStop's business model. They don't want you buying things digitally. They want you to come in
Right.
there and purchase.
I mean, they got to look at what's best for them.
Uh,
I mean, they have to,
yeah,
especially
I'm
in this
sure. I'm
market.
sure whenever they start rolling into WalMarts, the allocation's probably going to be close to 50-50.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but we got pricing on controllers. Controllers only went up $5, which to me actually seems crazy for how much more advanced these PlayStation 5 controllers are over
Oh,
older controllers. Only going up $5 in price blows my mind.
yeah. Yeah. It's absolutely crazy. Like, I can't wait to play with that trigger.
Hmm.
That trigger just seems
Yeah, those
amazing.
haptic triggers. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah, well, I was thinking about it a little in like something like Demon Souls. Whenever you're hacking at something like that, sometimes if you hit like something hard, you know how sometimes you get in those Dark Souls games, you end up smacking a wall or a post
Yeah,
or something
pink.
like that,
Yeah.
and like it just locks you down your trigger. Like you go hit it, and it just cool, like your trigger doesn't go down.
I mean, I hope that's how that works.
Yeah,
I really do. I mean, and they can do that.
yeah,
Like, they can easily do that. But
yeah.
I hope somebody has the thought to actually do that, though. Like, that's how it should be used.
Yeah, so that was that conference. It was like I said, it was big. It was nice to see a lot of that stuff, and hopefully soon enough we'll have our PlayStation 5s and we'll be able to hold them and play on them.
I mean, you'll have one at release.
Yeah,
I won't.
yeah. I scrounged together a pre-order. I drove out in the middle of nowhere to put together a pre-order. So
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
yeah. I actually drove by one GameStop to get to another GameStop that I knew that nobody had pre-ordered yet. But our next bit of news is from a couple of weeks ago, and everything about this is kind of weird because like the big highlight of this is already out, and so Nintendo a couple of weeks ago did a Super Mario 35th anniversary Nintendo Direct showing everything they're doing for Mario for its
Yep.
35th anniversary. And the big thing was a game that had been rumored for a while. It's called Super Mario 3D All Stars. It has Mario 64, it has Mario Sunshine and Mario Galaxy on it together. One collection, $60.
Which is a great collection.
Yeah,
What like an amazing collection.
yeah. And the crazy thing about it is, it was announced this week and came out next week. Like literally,
Yeah.
right here's my copy. You know, it's out. It's in people's hands. Mine showed up from Amazon the other day. Apparently, not everybody's from Amazon has showed up yet because the numbers are limited. So
Yeah, I really want to get that collection. I think I might have to buy it before it actually does disappear.
yeah, I started Mario 64 yesterday. It was a lot of fun.
I was gonna say, how was it?
Yeah, a lot of memories. Still remember where a lot of stuff is.
Yeah, good old nostalgia.
Yeah, good old nostalgia. Or you go into the first level and you're like, all right, I know where 7 of the 8 red coins are, but I think the other one's over this way somewhere. And sure enough, it was there.
Yeah.
I still know how to cheat the turtle in the race to the top of the mountain and all that fun stuff. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's very pretty looking. Uh, they didn't super smooth it out, but
Right.
it's way prettier than what it used to be, and it's nice and kind of HD looking. And actually, I haven't tried the other two yet, but I've heard Mario Galaxy is really super nice looking.
I'd
So
say it is. I mean, Mario Galaxy in general, like the first one, wasn't bad looking.
yeah,
Like it wasn't horrible.
yeah, that was one of those dead spots for me in the Mario series where I didn't really play a lot on Wii. So
Right.
like I played that game a little bit, but not a lot. So we'll have to check it out and see. And was there anything from that one that you remember? Like they showed off a couple other games, Super Mario 3D World, the one from the Wii U, is
Yeah.
being brought forward, and the Super Mario Legos are out now.
Hmm.
So they're doing all that now. But it would be interesting. Next year is the 35th anniversary of Legend of Zelda.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see what they do for that. Like if they were to put together one of these collections, like I've been thinking what it would be for me. It would probably be Ocarina of Time
Of course.
and Twilight Prince, either Twilight Princess or Wind Waker. I think it would be Wind Waker. I'd be more okay with it being Wind Waker,
Mine
and
mine would be Wind Waker.
the last one being Skyward Sword, another one of those games that was trapped on the Wii that not as many people played.
Yeah, I never played Skyward Sword.
Yep. But even though, and I said Twilight Princess, but I could see them taking Twilight Princess and putting it on its own cartridge because they just made an HD version of it for the Wii U
Right.
in the last year of the Wii U. So I could see them, putting that on its own cartridge, selling it for $40, putting that out there too.
Yeah.
Just
Which
which kind of was also kind of what I actually expected since they only put Mario Galaxy 1 on here, and then this thing is selling the way it is. I wouldn't be surprised if they put Mario Galaxy 2 on its own cartridge, maybe up-resed its graphics a little bit more than they did these, and sell it for 40. And I would totally pay it. Yeah, even if they did it for 60, like I might slightly hesitate, but I'd probably still buy it.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, but I mean, at 40, that's a great deal.
Yeah.
Like, I think anybody would pay the money for that.
But yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what else they decide to do. I've already bought some of the Lego sets. They're super nice, but also super hard to get a hold of. especially
Really?
especially the starter set
Mm-hmm.
is incredibly hard to find. Because
It's a starter set.
yeah, well, the starter set is the only one that comes with Mario in it. So it comes with these the actual digital Mario that has like a digital display face on it.
Oh, okay.
And he can interact with certain blocks in the game and make them make sounds. Like, yeah, no, you need the Mario. You need the Mario for the set.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but
You would think starter sets would be like common.
yeah, no, yeah, I think it was one of those things where like everywhere I've been has just been sold out of it.
Right.
So, but I'll get one. You wait and see. But I got a couple of the smaller sets, and then I bought the biggest set in the entire thing, which was Bowser's Castle. So
I want to see those at some point.
yeah, I built one of the small ones, but I'm not going to build Bowser's Castle yet. And another funny thing too is they actually made costumes for the Mario Lego figure.
Okay.
That snap onto him and change his sound effects.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah. Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's actually it's actually just one of those fun little fun little things that Lego's never really done before, having so much interactivity and stuff with it. But I'll say the one thing that is really weird is that they don't come with instructions in the box. They come with a QR code that you scan with your phone, and it gives you an app, and the instructions are in the app. Because also a lot of times when you're building them, those special blocks go inside creatures and stuff like that, and you need to scan it with Mario and the app to activate to sync them all together, basically.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's something that, like I said, the Lego's never done anything like it before. It's really neat.
Right.
So it'd be interesting to see if they put that out in other sets, later. And also, if these Mario sets are as popular as they are right now, next year on the 35th of Legend of Zelda, are we getting Legend of Zelda sets? Dear God,
I'll
please.
buy that.
Yeah, dear God, please. Please.
It'd be amazing.
Yes. But so our next bit of news, and we actually have a couple of these. One I put further down the show notes because I was being discombobulated. But is a couple of games getting free next gen updates.
Yep.
And the first one is Witcher free, Witcher 3. I said free for some reason, and
well, because it's free.
Yeah,
it's
true.
upgrade.
It's true. It's a free upgrade. And the other one is Borderlands 3. Which I'm actually surprised that one's free, knowing how 2K's business model works.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
I play 2K, so.
Yeah.
I know that business model well.
Yeah. You know that business model well. I'm sure we'll be talking about it later. But yeah, it's nice to see more and more of these games doing the free next gen updates. So people can still play. But a lot of these still haven't clarified yet is how much of your saves and stuff is going to carry over. Like, if I get this free next gen upgrade of Borderlands, am I going to have to start over fresh? Is it
Well,
the yeah.
I do know
Uh-huh.
for
Uh-huh.
for 2K21 because I got the Mamba edition, so I get a free upgrade to next gen.
Uh-huh.
That nothing carries over.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna guess that's gonna be the norm
Yeah.
for that. Um,
Well,
I'm not.
no, I was gonna say I know when Borderlands 3 did it between PS3 and PS4, you could upload one character at a time to the server and then pull
Right.
it down. So it was kind of a hassle. Either you sat there for 3 hours uploading and downloading your characters, or you started over fresh. But that's just another one of those wait and see. I'm sure with everybody it's going to be different.
Right.
Um, no, I got distracted by a field goal. Uh, but yeah. So it's good that both those games are doing it, and a lot of games are doing it.
Hmm.
It'd be curious to see exactly how many of them end up doing it in the end and how it works out. But I also hope that a lot of them that are carrying over to these free updates also get new trophy list, like I know Spider-Man is, because I'm definitely going to play through Spider-Man again and get that platinum trophy again, because it's a problem. And yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. But the next bit of news we got for this week is at a uh, Sony business call a couple of weeks for investors. They talked about how successful bringing Horizon Zero Dawn to PC has been, and that this is definitely something they're going to be doing in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. And whenever you hear that, the first thing that popped in my head is, oh my god, can you imagine people freaking out over playing Bloodborne on PC?
Do you know, like, I went kind of a different route on that. I was like, could you imagine playing like the new God of War on PC?
Yeah.
Come on.
Well,
Like,
even the old one, at this
yeah.
point, yeah, I'm sure it'll still be one of those things where it'll be like a year or so after release before they come to PC.
Hmm.
That they're not going to pull from their own market. Yeah, you figure they use these games to sell their consoles, so
Right.
PC players are just gonna have to wait for them. But it would be one of those very 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 nice things. And yeah, Bloodborne comes to mind. First God of War, The Last of Us games. Like,
Oh yeah.
imagine Ghost of Tsushima, like cranked out on your PC, watching all those flowers and stuff float through the air.
I I would literally 100% it again.
Yeah,
Like, no lie. I would 100% that game again. On 144 hertz, I bet you that game is smooth as silk.
yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. But yeah. So our next bit of news this week is so, like, a bunch of listings have been up and they've gone down and they've been up and gone down for a Mass Effect trilogy. Even so much so, since this article that I've got listed in our show notes that came up, it has appeared again on Amazon France. And Amazon France always seems to be one of those best leakers of upcoming games because they do it often. They're the ones that leaked the Mario trilogy. So, it looks like at some point we're getting this Mass Effect trilogy. So, it'll be interesting to see, and it'd be also interesting to see what consoles they put it on. Like, are they delaying it to make PS5 and Xbox Series X versions?
Right. I mean that's probably I would say that's probably it.
Yeah, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Like, supposedly this thing was already supposed to be announced, and
Right, yeah.
EA has pushed it back several times now. So they're holding on for something. And to be perfectly honest, like, the best time to drop this is probably February. Like, if they could have it out in February when everything's dead and people have already played through their launch title games, give them the Mass Effect trilogy, and people will scoop it up all day.
Yeah, I mean, as quick as they put them out there.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, it'll just be another one. We'll have to wait and see. I'm sure since we've talked about it now, it seems like every time we talk about any kind of leaks that come out, like the next week, it's officially confirmed. So,
Right.
hopefully we get a time and release window on that. Hopefully whenever they put it out, it doesn't interfere with the relaunch of Anthem. Because it sounds like we're supposed to be getting that in the next couple of months. So
Yeah, which I'm kind of excited for.
yeah,
I played Anthem when it launched, so like I know those struggles. But it wasn't that bad of a game. It was just an empty game. So if they can just throw some stuff in there, it'll be great.
no, yeah, no, I 100% agree. But our next thing is Ubisoft had a Ubi Forward event. They talked about a couple of things, but really the only big thing that came out of this that I saw, like, yeah, they have their Gods and Monsters game, their
Right.
game coming out. That looks fine, but that's a wait and see game for me. But it was the Prince of Persia remake. And at first I was excited about it, and then you look at it and realize it's still very much so ugly, very
Um,
ugly.
I was very much so excited for it until it looked like an early PlayStation 3 game.
Yeah, yeah. So kind of hoping they put some work into that. Hopefully.
They there needs to be a lot of work in that. And what's crazy is like they were they were kind of having people who were working on the game talk about it and they all seemed so proud of it. And I was like, man, like, ooh, I don't know what you're proud of, man. I mean,
Yeah.
your story might be great, but it's like
Please
looking
stop.
at a brick
please
wall.
please stop being proud. Get back to work.
Yeah, do something
But
crazy.
other than that, the only thing that I saw that was cool was that they are re-releasing the Scott Pilgrim versus the World game,
Yep, super neat.
and it's actually going to get a physical release this time.
Yeah,
That's another one of those games that it was a nice little game for its moment, but it was quickly forgotten about. Now it's going to come out on everything. It's going to get a physical release, so it will
mhm,
continue to live on instead of having to get out your PS3 or Xbox 360 and playing it on there.
right. And I'll probably pick that up.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I haven't decided what I'm going to play it on yet, but we'll see. I just want to see what
oh
comes
yeah,
into physical edition first, before I.
right, of course.
Yeah. But yeah. So we we were just plowing through stuff today. Like we really narrowed everything down this week. Like I was incredibly worried we weren't going to have enough to talk about, but like we have rolled this week. But our next bit of news is one that I've kind of put in there for more for you than anything to talk about because I know you're way more into this subject than I am and way more versed in the changes that are coming and have
Hmm.
already came. And that is the Rocket League update. It goes free to play in 3 days.
Yeah.
So
So there's some really good stuff about this and some really bad stuff about this. Um, so uh, they actually did an update last week. It wasn't the free to play update, but it put all of the tournament changes in there. If you don't know, there's going to be like daily tournaments that you can join and now earn a currency for those. For what you place. It's probably going to be like if you get to the semifinals, you'll get X amount of points and then higher, so on. So that's in. You can also buy stuff with those points. Super cool. It's like opening crates with those points,
mm-hmm.
from what we know so far. So that's completely new. They fucked the UI. The
like,
UI, it's not the same. I can tell you that. They completely changed the way the UI looks in the game.
mm-hmm.
There's been outrage all over Reddit. because now instead of pressing one button to join a game, um, after you've completed a game, it's now like four button presses. Right. To join a game now, instead of it being two button presses, it's like five. It's yeah. So I mean, the UI looks it's different, but I mean, it doesn't look horrible if I'm being fair about it, but it just doesn't work the way it's intended. It's nowhere near as efficient as it needs to be. Um, but no, when it does go free to play, it's gonna restart the season. So season one will start. There'll be a soft reset of MMR. They should have done a hard reset, in my opinion. We've been asking for a hard reset for a long time, but
Mm.
they just haven't done it. There's also in the item shop going to be a support a creator tab to where you can type in creator codes, kind of like Fortnite does. I
Uh-huh.
mean, Epic Games is all about the whole creator code thing.
Yes.
Um, so that's new for Rocket League. That's also awesome. So if you've got a favorite creator, you can just type that in there and help them out. There's new quick chats that we've asked for forever. Thank God. Um, like I've asked for new quick chats for 2 years, and they finally did it. Um, but yeah, I think that's just about everything. No, there's more, but wait. Um, so Grand Champ now has three different ranks. When it just used to be the top tier one rank,
Hmm.
there's a new main rank or highest rank now, and that's Supersonic Legend. I'm pretty sure. I'm almost positive that's what it's called.
Hmm.
I'll never reach it, so it doesn't matter. Also another thing, if you had bought the game previously, you get a legacy status.
Yeah.
You get two super cool boosts that are actually really nice. Faded Cosmos and Golden Cosmos. You get an estimated 20XX title, which is whenever you purchase the game initially.
Yeah.
Which is super cool. I thought that was cool. Um, I think that's about it. You have to reach level 10 before you can play comp now, which I think is good. That'll probably put a little bit of deterrence for Smurfs
Yeah.
in comp where it's free to play. So I think that was a really good move by them.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, most
level
games
10,
with a competitive aspect like that
mhm.
have a, bridge to comp now. You
Right.
know, you look at Rainbow Six. I think you have to be at level 20 before you can get into comp.
Yeah.
I think it's level 20 or 30. I think in Overwatch before you can
Hmm.
get into comp. And even Destiny before you can get into Trials of Osiris, you have to go play so many survival matches. So
Oh, really? I
yes,
didn't know that.
yeah, yeah, because there was just too many people starting up new accounts, rolling people
Uh,
through hack
yeah.
wise and all that
Makes
fun.
sense.
The hacks, they got the hacks.
But um back to Rocket League, since there was a huge outrage about the UI and the UX, um, Sonics did make a post on Reddit saying they were gonna fix it. So, and the UI fix is gonna come out when free to play hits, so in 3 days. Also, the update fucked a lot of people. Some people aren't seeing some of their items that they had. Some people can't even play the game because their controller it, it's registered, like you can see it's working,
Mm-hmm.
but it will not move the vehicle outside of the main menu. So like it works in the main menu, but when you get in a game or training or anything, it doesn't work. Rocket League has also said that they're gonna try and have that fixed also in 3 days on that new update coming.
So what you're saying is that team is working overtime this weekend?
Oh yeah.
Like their boss came in, they locked the front doors to the building and said nobody's leaving until this game actually works.
Yep. Cause yeah, it's fucked right
Uh,
now. It's pretty bad. Um Like, when you make an update that makes a decently large number of people unable to play the game in general, there's an issue. And it's normally with PS4 or Switch controllers.
Hmm.
Yep. But Dana has an Xbox controller and he has the same bug.
Oh.
So it's not biased against controllers
No,
like it
no, apparently not.
said fuck all of you. It's rough. There was a lot of backlash about having to link to your Epic account because we were initially told that we wouldn't have to. Uh, I don't. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I can still launch and play Rocket League from Steam.
Oh.
There's, I don't care. I don't understand why people lost their minds about that.
But no, actually, my biggest thing is my PS4 account is already tied to an old Epic account that I don't use.
Yep.
That doesn't have any of my purchases and stuff on it, and they won't let me untie it and tie it to my new account. So
You know,
none of my Rocket League stuff will be cross save.
the crazy thing about that is you're not the only person
Yeah.
that I've heard with that issue. When I was going through Reddit and reading the backlash that tying your Epic account together, there was actually quite a few people that had that issue.
Yes.
So you're not alone.
Huh. Yeah, it's kind of crap, and the only reason that they stop you from doing it is because of Fortnite and people selling Fortnite accounts on eBay.
Yep,
Yeah,
makes no sense,
yeah,
but
so basically you could go in, link an account, have everything carry over to that account, sell that account, still keep your regular account, and just keep making new Epic accounts to tie that one to, sell all the stuff that gets connected to it, and that's why they put a stop to it.
yeah, you would think there would have to be a better option
Mm-hmm.
than that, but who knows?
Yeah, unfortunately, it is one of those just it is what it is type of things.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if you're watching the Falcons Cowboys game,
Mm-hmm.
but it went bad. I can't believe I watched what I watched over here.
Oh, I saw that Atlanta was winning by a field goal with like a minute left. Did they lose?
Yeah, they lost. They
God.
Cowboys kicked an onside kick, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the funny part is none of the Falcons ran up and grabbed it. They waited until it passed the 10-yard line so they can and then they went and tried to go for it, but the Cowboys were already on it because it passed the 10-yard mark. They didn't run to it. They like guarded the ball. It was so weird. I don't understand what they were doing.
They are. Oh my God. Yeah, that's
Like,
dumb.
I bet you Matt Ryan is fucking livid.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But anyway,
but back to video games. Uh.
blew my mind a bit. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I
We are anything but unorganized around here. So little side tangents never hurt anybody.
Oh no.
Yeah. But before we get into our top 5 list for the week, what you been playing?
Um 2K21.
Mm-hmm. A lot.
Quite a bit of that. A lot. Yeah. Played a lot. I think I already have like 60% of the trophies on that game or something. I've played so much.
Yeah.
Um that's fuck. Rocket League, of course. I got a partner now and we're grinding twos.
Oh,
We almost hit champ 3 last night in twos. Uh trying
nice.
to trying to get to GC by the end of this season or
Yeah.
this upcoming season.
Oh.
Other than that, I downloaded Tarkov again. I'm gonna play that after the stream.
Mm.
I'll probably not play it for long, but I'm sure I'll play it for a little while.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've heard you guys talk about that game. Did it go south? They not updating it anymore, or just in a bad place?
Right. It's I don't know, but what have you been playing?
So I've been played some Mario. I played Destiny because because I do. It's what I
Right.
do. It's what I do anymore. Uh, and then I've played some Batman, uh, Arkham Asylum, the first Batman game. Been playing that, trying to get through that, so I could say, "Here, you play it."
I'm waiting. You were supposed to bring me a stack of games so I could receive them.
Yeah, that's true. No, that's on me. I've been busy, and when I'm not busy, I'm at home playing games I told other people they could play. Uh, but but
Yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's been anything else. I'm looking at my Switch. It was just Mario there. Looking at my Xbox, it's got dust. I haven't touched it.
Oh, speaking of Switch, I've played some Animal Crossing
Oh,
lately again.
well,
Yeah,
heavy.
Beth and I have had a really fun time.
Any major updates that that's had lately?
No, but we caught a great white shark, bro.
Oh, nice, nice, very nice. Did you turn it
But
into like a carpet? Or...
no, no. I, I gave it to Blathers.
Oh.
I gotta listen. I have a goal, and that's to fully fill out the museum of everything that could possibly be put in there. That's my goal.
Yeah, there you go. It's a goal. It's a goal to have.
It is.
But no. Other than that, like I said, I haven't really. Destiny still, still in my veins. it's bit.
I
It's
am gonna download that and
yeah,
play with you.
yeah. So anybody watching, I'm sure you'll be able to see some streams of that here at some point
Oh
in the next
God.
couple of weeks. It'll be
Oh,
interesting. It'll be interesting. You said you're gonna build a hunter, right?
I probably.
Yeah, you're gonna
That's what I know.
go with the hunter. All right, yeah, you'll go with the hunter. I'll run with you. I'm a warlock. We'll get you through it. Get you caught up.
How how fast can you power level me?
Like I can get you to 900, 950 in probably 15 hours.
Nah, how do I mean I need to get to level 60 first.
Oh no. Yeah, see, so the levels don't really exist in the game anymore right now. It's all gear score based.
Oh,
So you will start at level 750.
okay.
Yeah, and then like I said, get you to once we get you to 950, you should be fine to do pretty much anything.
Right.
There'll be some things that'll still be out of your reach, but it'll still be fun.
Oh, I'm sure it will be.
Yeah. We'll get you there. We'll get you there. It'll be fun. We'll get you through a couple of raids before they go away.
Yeah, I'd enjoy that.
Uh, and but yeah, that's basically all I've been playing. So for this week, our top five list are the top five our top five Nintendo games. I don't know why I stuttered when I said that, but I did. But just our personal list of our top five favorite Nintendo games of all time. And we didn't really talk about it, but I was going to say basically anything you've ever played on a Nintendo system. It doesn't necessarily have to be like immediately first party.
Right.
But I'm sure most of our lists are.
Yeah.
So, do you want to go ahead and start us off with your number five?
Sure. Uh it's hard to rank these.
No.
Um I would probably go with Pokemon Red.
Ooh. Oh, that's nice.
Like I should have picked Gold or Silver.
Hmm.
But I don't know. I just have more memories from the original. It's a good time.
No. Absolutely. Red was the first one I played through.
Yeah.
I probably put more time into the Yellow Pikachu edition though when it came out. But yeah. Red was the cartridge I got, even though I wanted blue. Uh, it was just one of
Sometimes
those
you can only
things.
get what you can get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you send them to the store. You say, yeah, I want Pokemon Blue for my birthday, and they come back and they're like, hey, we got Pokemon, and it's red. And it's like, okay, no. Nah, you guys didn't even look at the color, did you? You didn't even ask. But no, yeah, yeah, absolutely. You know, that's iconic game in Nintendo's catalog now. So, you know,
Yeah.
that the game that launched a couple $100 million sales franchise. So,
Oh yeah.
but so with my list, I decided to do something interesting. Decided to limit myself to one game a console.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for my GameCube game that I'm gonna put it at number 5, I am going with Wind Waker.
It's a good choice.
Yeah, yeah. It's not my favorite Zelda in the series,
Right.
but you know, it is absolutely one of my favorites, and I enjoyed playing it. You know, a lot of people crapped on the graphics, the cel shaded graphics back then. I absolutely loved them, so much so that I not only have 100% completion save still on my GameCube memory card, I
Mm-hmm.
have 100% completion save on my Wii U. So yeah, it was very much an enjoyable game to me, all except for one dungeon. So
Well, yeah.
yeah, there's the one dungeon where you have to carry the little Korok dude with you and use him to get from platform to platform.
Mm-hmm.
That it wasn't fun, but the rest of it was absolutely amazing, and the number of hours I spent just riding around in the ocean looking for random stuff in that game is unbelievable. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Be like, I'm just gonna randomly, search for treasure here, and I found another fish. I'll toss him some berries, and he'll fill out my map. And that's an awful small island over there. Surely that island has something on it, right? They didn't just
Let's
put a
go
red.
look at it.
Yeah, let's go look at it. So yeah, that was my number 5.
Yeah. Number 4, Street Fighter 2.
Oh yes.
I'm big into fighting games. Street Fighter 2 is like one of those games that got me into the rest of the fighting games I've played. Um, I don't know. It's still one of the biggest fighters ever in my opinion. Like Street Fighter 2 is timeless. It's
Yeah.
just good.
Oh no, no, yeah, absolutely. A game so good that even 35 years after it came out, or 30 years
Mhm.
after it came out, they still re-release it like every console generation. You know,
Yeah,
I own a copy of it for my Switch.
yeah. It's it's just great. It was like the perfect fighting game. Like I don't know. It's crazy that I think that came out in '92.
hmm
That game has stood the test of time since '92. It really says something about it.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. So, my next game is my NES game that I've chosen for my top 5, and that is Zelda 2: The Adventures of Link.
Oh
Which,
God,
yeah,
really?
yeah. I get that reaction a lot from people, but I absolutely love that game. I love playing the side scrolly, instead of the over. I actually probably have more playthroughs of that game than I do the original Legend of Zelda.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's crazy to me.
it was just absolute fun for me, and even though the game back in the day did bug out on me and my whistle wouldn't work to open up the last area, and I had to restart the whole game, and but I was perfectly okay with that because now, like whenever I play it on like my Wii U, because I have a copy of it on my Wii U or on my Game Boy Micro, I have a cartridge for it for that. I could get to that part of the game in like 2 hours if I wanted
Right.
to. So but yeah, it's just one of those early games that I played that I just absolutely loved.
Can't blame you,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah, I know it's a weird one for a lot of people. It's fine.
it is. Um, so number 3 for me is like a super hard choice. I had to like try to decide between two games. Um, and which one to leave out,
Yeah.
really. Just leave out of the entire thing. Um, But number three for me is the original Zelda.
Okay.
Um, I've speed ran that game quite a few times. I'm friends with a lot of speedrunners of that game. Um, and I never really played it as a kid, but once I made some friends in the speedrunning community and seen them play that game,
Hmm.
I was just drawn to it. I'm not sure why, but I don't know. I could sit down and play that game right now and not have a problem with it, um, and beat it in under 50 minutes. So
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely nothing wrong with that.
a good one. It's what started it all for
Yeah.
Zelda. So
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Absolutely. So, my third one on my list is a Game Boy Advance game,
oh,
and that is Metroid Fusion.
never played it.
Yeah, so Metroid Fusion is just another great Metroid game. Not my favorite Metroid game in the series, but still, an awesome Metroid game.
Hmm.
And yeah, it was it's been stuck on that little console for so long that most people have never played it. And hopefully it's one of those things that at some point Nintendo brings it onto the eShop or something like that for like a $10 download or something like that. Like they need to start putting those Game Boy Advance games out now. Like it's time.
Right.
Some of them came out on Wii U, and but it's time for those games to start hitting the Switch now, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
Even if they're like collections or something like that, like they stick like a dozen of them on a cartridge and sell it for $60 or something like that,
Hmm.
or whatever price they want to put on it,
I
probably
mean, I'd be
40.
okay with that.
Yeah, and it was just another great Metroid game. So, what do you got for number two?
Super Mario World.
That's funny.
Um, Now this is probably going to hurt a lot of people, but 64 um isn't on my list, and it's not because I think it's a bad game. It's because I've never played it. So, uh,
Interesting.
but
Interesting.
yeah, Super Mario World has to be there for me. Like again, this is another one of those old games that I could just sit down and play for like 6 hours and just have a ton of fun. It's a ton of nostalgia. I It's probably one of the best Super Mario's in my opinion. Uh, I don't know. There's nothing like that game. And to think it came out in 91 and was that good, had that much like substance to the game. There's so many different ways you could play it.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. It's just one of them games.
Yeah. All right. So, funny enough, my next game on the list is my Super Nintendo game,
Yeah.
and it just happens to be a game we might have just heard of. It is the Super Mario World.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, I owned the Mario All Stars version of it growing up.
Mhm. Okay.
So it had you know uh, all the old Mario's on it and Super Mario World, but yeah, I have so many 100% completion files of that game. Like I have
Yeah.
my cartridge still has a 100% completion file on it. My Wii U has a 100% completion file on it, and my Game Boy Advance game has a 100% completion file on it. It's a game that's been played a lot.
We're going to have to play it together
Yes,
sometime. That
absolutely.
sounds like a great idea.
Oh, and I didn't even think my SNES Mini has like a 70% completion on it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great though.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just that all-time classic. Even as much as I
Yeah.
love the old original Mario's, especially 2 and 3,
Right.
and I can beat one in my sleep. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, Super Mario World, like I still know like where all the secrets are. I don't have to look anything up.
Yep.
I just I go to it. Just flat out go.
you know where the life farming spot is,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, absolutely, yeah,
you
yeah,
know all
yeah.
that stuff.
I know,
Yeah,
I know how to open all the switches, all the
yep,
alternate paths. I know how to do all the alternate paths on Star Road. Like,
good time.
yeah, no,
Like
absolutely,
again, it's just one of those timeless games.
yes,
And you know, more than anybody, Nintendo doesn't get enough credit for that because they have more timeless games than anybody.
yeah,
They
one hundred
really do.
percent.
Yeah. Oh, I
Yeah,
guess we're
yeah,
down to the big number one.
yeah. We're down to the big one.
This might surprise a lot of people. It may even surprise you. But it's another SNES game.
Ooh.
Donkey Kong Country.
Oh, actually,
Um,
you know why this one doesn't surprise me? Because you've talked about this game a lot in just personal
yeah,
conversation. But
yeah.
yeah,
It's my favorite SNES game of all time. I would rather play this over Mario any day. Um, I'm gonna have to get an original SNES in this cartridge. Uh, but no, I can again. It's another one of those games. This is one I could probably play for like 14 hours.
hmm
So it's just a good time. It was like the first game I ever really played that was hard at some points, like super hard at some points. So
yeah. Don't you pay for Nintendo Switch Online service? Don't you?
yeah,
Why don't you just play it on there?
I probably could.
I know you can. I'm actually opening the Super Nintendo app on my Switch right now,
oh,
and
oh,
I'm pretty sure
I have that app on my Switch. I didn't even think about it.
Donkey
Yeah,
Kong Country right there,
yeah, I'll have to
and
play it.
oh yeah, and Mario All Stars, and Super Mario World, Super Punch Out, Star Fox 1 and 2. You know, Kirby's Dream Land, Super Mario 2, Yoshi's Island, Super Metroid, Super Mario Kart. You know, all the good stuff. Link to the Past.
Could can you play those multiplayer at all?
Some of them you can. I know on the NES one you could play Excite Bike multiplayer.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. Yeah, that's ridiculously fun.
We should also do that.
Yeah, no, absolutely, yeah. I have which I've never opened them though, so we won't be using them. But I have the SNES controllers for the Switch.
Wow.
Yeah, the Joy Cons that you could only get off the website.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have those. Yeah.
I figured.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's me. I got them. You know.
Yeah.
You know. But so yeah, that just leaves my number one,
I
which
yeah,
which is my Nintendo 64 game, and all I could say is that this was not easy. Like this was the hardest console to pick a number one for. You know, this and you know, I went back a little bit on the SNES one a couple of times,
yeah,
but this one was absolutely the hardest one for me, and I went with Mario 64.
of course.
Yeah, I went with Mario 64 over Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
Even though you know both games, I have an insane amount of completions on,
Mm.
and both games that you know, me and you were just talking before the podcast, you know, or before everything. I still know where everything's at.
Yeah.
You know, like somebody sent me a PDF of the original Nintendo Power Strategy Guide. I haven't even opened it, but it's cool to, you know, I'm sure it's cool to look at.
Mhm.
I'd probably just rather buy an original guide, but I know I can get like 115 stars in the game without looking at anything. And
Oh yeah.
yeah, there's 4 or 5 stars in the game that I would be like not 100% sure on where this one is.
Right. And that what are we talking like 2% of the game you might be like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not sure.
yeah, kinda. No. But yeah, no. You know, probably the reason it was the tiebreaker was putting the time into the 3D All Stars. You know, and you know, getting like the first 10 stars without breaking a sweat.
Hmm.
and just the nostalgia and what they've done on this cartridge, and it's so like evil and great at the same time, is that the soundtracks, I can just go into the soundtrack of each game and
Hmm.
play and just put the soundtracks on.
That's cool.
Yeah, there are over 170 total tracks from the 3 games.
Wow.
Yeah. So, hearing that old music, and Mario music doesn't change much from game to game a lot of times. Like, you can usually
Yeah.
hear a song and tell it's from a Mario game. But, it's just a big nostalgia hit for me. And it's probably one of the first games I ever 100% completed was Mario 64. So, even before Ocarina of Time.
Right.
But,
I mean, I'm sure it's that game for a lot of people.
yeah.
That game's a blockbuster
Well,
game.
yeah, I mean, it was the game that made people realize 3D games are possible.
Yeah.
You know, that they could be controlled well. You know, yeah. By today's standards, the camera isn't great, but you get over that. But
I mean, yeah, the
yeah,
camera's pretty terrible,
yeah,
but again, what are you gonna expect?
yeah. From a game that old, we still have modern games that have shit cameras. I mean,
Truth.
yeah. But yeah, that was my number one. Did you have anything like honorable mentions you wanted to mention that just didn't quite make the list?
Wii Sports,
Oh yeah.
like no joke, Wii Sports. Like, and I know it's just a silly collection of little mini games.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many nights I've had like the greatest time of my life playing Wii Sports with a group of people.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and because it was sold with every copy of every Wii out there, there's over 100 million units of that game out there in the world.
Yeah.
But if you take one to GameStop right now, they'll still give you like $15 for it.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. Even now, when people go back and randomly pick up a Wii, and they're like, "Oh man, I found this Wii really cheap at like a garage sale or something like that for $20, and I need a copy of Wii." Everybody always needs a copy of Wii Sports.
Yep.
It's just that thing. I think I have two, and I don't even use my Wii. So like
Right.
the only reason I have that Wii is because it was a 25th anniversary collector's edition for Super Mario. So it was a collector's item, or else I wouldn't even own a Wii.
I may have to borrow it
Yeah.
to play Wii Sports.
Yeah, it's a bright red Wii.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, with a Mario logo on the side.
Yeah, that's great.
But for me, the ones that were close and didn't make it were, of course, Ocarina of Time,
Hmm.
Super Metroid, and Super Mario Brothers 2. Super Mario Brothers 2, I love
Yeah.
very, very much so dearly out of the original three. It was a great game for me, and thinking back to like other games that I played on like the GameCube, so many great games on the GameCube, like Resident Evil and the Metroid Prime games. And I don't know how much experience you have with a Wii or with the GameCube, but
None. I didn't own one, sadly.
so that console generation, what were you, PlayStation 2 or?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think next week's list actually might be our top 5 favorite games from that console generation. So original Xbox, PlayStation 2, GameCube.
Easy.
Yeah, yeah,
Easy.
yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking that's what our top 5 list is for next week. So
Yeah,
I'm
I
going.
mean, that's super easy.
But yeah, I guess that's all we got this week, man. We blew through all that stuff. That was a lot of news.
It was, but
Uh,
I mean, I think we hit on everything really well.
yeah, a lot of hype. The next couple of months will be pretty crazy.
Yeah.
We're starting to get into the fall. Our games are getting ready to start rolling out.
We're about to get bombarded with
Yeah, absolutely about to get beat over the head with games.
Yeah.
Like everybody, go work a couple extra hours at work, get you that overtime. You're gonna need it, or else you could be eating ramen noodles.
We're gonna need deep wallets.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. But yeah, I think that's the show for this week, guys.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for everybody that stopped by in the Twitch chat. Thanks to everybody that listened on the way to get their nails did. Yeah. Everybody else that tunes in on YouTube on Monday. Thanks to everybody for stopping by, and see you guys next week.
Take care.